So what we did at DocDigitizer was essentially acknowledge that this problem is very hard to tackle. It's very complex, and in fact is becoming more and more complex over time. But this doesn't mean that that type of complexities should be handled by the customer, okay? Because the customer at the end of the day just want to get the data flowing without worrying about training, without worrying about technology, without worrying about if the template changed over time or not. And they don't really want to have people there looking at the documents and looking at the data and see if this is correct or not, because they want to automate the process. So what we did was essentially come up with a product that is able to offer intelligent document processing with no setup, with 100% accuracy, and with a full pay-per-use model, which means that we are essentially removing the hurdles that you find typically on implementing intelligent document processing, absorbing those hurdles, and we will take care of them on behalf of our customers. Our customers will only need to send us a document and get back 100% accurate data. Just a few remarks. We are featuring several reports of Gartner and Forrester, G2 Crowd, Capterra. You can go there and see some of the reviews done by our customers. But I would say that most of you are thinking, okay, this should be too good to be true. So there must be a catch here. Either it's magic or something like that. And we heard that a lot. So sorry, guys, we are not doing magic. We are just combining three things that tend to be separated on other solutions. We are integrating AI, a very powerful AI data capture model with human in the loop, built-in human in the loop pool with a lot of tools that often are coupled with OCRs. And this allows three things. First, allow us to use our human in the loop as a way of training on the fly. So instead of having this huge setup phase, we would just train on the fly, which means that in some cases, the human will kick in, review the data, correct the data, streamline 100% accurate data, and at the same time, they are training the model. They are training as needed, okay? And if the layouts change, they will be kick in. So we remove the need for having this huge and costly setup at the beginning. Then we also remove the human validation, the need for human validation on the customer end, because the validation will be done using our built-in human in the loop, which is far more efficient, scalable, and elastic than deploying people on the customer side. Okay, so this means that the customer doesn't need to worry about any of the things that you tend to see as challenges in IDP. And finally, we are able to deploy this under minutes. Okay, and the reason why is because we are training on the fly. We are doing the heavy lifting on behalf of our customers. Okay, so I would not say that we are doing magic. I would say that we are looking at the problem from a different perspective, probably a broader perspective. So this is what happens behind the scenes. Essentially, we allow people to input documents. Each DocDigitizer subscription is set up to process a set of documents with a set of data schemas. And those data schemas, as you will see next, are simply the fields that you want to capture from each document. Our system will break the extraction field by field and will do this multi-field and multi-pass entity extraction between humans and machines, and they will be kicking sometimes with no humans, sometimes with 1 human, sometimes with 10 humans. And at the end of the day, this is what allows us to build up the JSON and get the trusted data back to our customer. So if we compare this to what you probably know in terms of an OCR, what we are trying to do here is to simplify things. is to remove the hurdles, is to collapse a lot of things that take a lot of time and making them much more flexible to the people that are using DocDigitizer. Because at the end of the day, they just want accurate data as an input. This table here is slightly dense, so I will just highlight a couple of things. We contractually assure the quality, which means that we have a level of service with penalties, and we commit with 99.999%. Okay, so it's not a prediction, it's not a possibility, it's something that we write on the contract. We provide out-of-the-box support for a lot of use cases, fully pay-per-use, starting at 9.5 euros per month, support for unstructured documents, and the setup lead time and the processing lead time of documents is minutes. Okay, and you see here the comparison between us, an OCR, and an OCR plus data validation.